Hey, ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies and gents, we're gonna do a little bit of a different beat this day because we got something we want to talk about. Gonna turn that volume down on that. It's gonna play in my background. You guys might be able to hear it. You might not be able to hear it. I don't care. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gents, we showed you this in the last video we did on the common law offset. We're going to talk a little bit about that, but we're going to talk more about this. Ladies and gentlemen, when I showed you this yesterday, you saw I just typed in, I've never been to this page before, never been to this site before, but I wanted to show you something because I didn't read everything. Although I read the whole junk and I stopped at just, when I tell you that I don't read on, I don't read on. That's my problem with reading. Most of you, when you're taught to practice reading, I have to reteach myself how to read. So doing that, I did it by myself without anyone instructing me as to the proper way to do it. Because I suffered brain damage in the operation, so I did not know. I know it now about reading ahead. But here's the thing. I did not read ahead to see the Social Security and Medicare trust fund and the federal budget. I told you all that you have a trust account with the government. How do you know you have a trust account with the government? Follow me! When a trust fund invests in United States Treasury securities, it has in effect loaned money to the rest of the government. The loan either reduces what the other government fund has to borrow from the public. If the unified budget is in deficit, or if the budget is in surplus, reduces the amount of the public debt held. Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. The value of the securities held is recorded in the budget as debt held by government accounts and represents debt owed by one part of government to another. Ladies and gentlemen, what I did is I just took this phrase right here. Government fund has to borrow from the public. You are John Q and Jane Q public, ladies and gentlemen. As I tell you, because the full faith and credit of the United States government, that is their money, credit, that is their money, credit, okay? Full faith and credit, that is the currency of the United States. The full faith and credit of the United States comes from the people, the public. They are borrowing from you. But remember back in 2001 when Donald Rumsfeld on September 10th, he got up on the platform in the weekend evening news and he says, hey, you ignorant mother, we just lost $2.4 trillion. Ain't nothing you mother can do about it. $2.4 trillion. Can you believe it? We lost 2. Well, we didn't really lose it, but we lost $2.4 trillion. We are amazing. 2.4, and you fools are gonna let us get away with it. Oh, wait. Just in case y'all gonna do something and say something, we're doing an investigation, okay? We're gonna do an investigation. And so from tonight until tomorrow morning, we're gonna put all the files in the Pentagon and we're gonna move some of them to the World Trade Center, okay? All right, we're gonna erase everything off all our computers so there's no trace, all right? Okay. Now y'all be careful. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. we got another announcement for y'all. All right? Okay, y'all take care. Today's September 10th. Remember that. September 10th. All right, yeah, tomorrow's the 11th, but just today, the September 10th, yeah, we're doing an investigation. All right, y'all take care. And nobody said a word because everybody was busy watching the yellow balloon. Everybody. Yes, you and you. Yeah, you too. Now, don't sit up there and act like you wasn't looking at the yellow balloon. What's the yellow balloon? The yellow balloon is the distraction of 9/11, where they made you think that some terrorists blew up some buildings. Blew up some buildings? That's right, they blew up them buildings. No, they didn't blow up anything. I thought they crashed planes into the building. So why is it that everybody believes that they blew them up? Interesting, ain't it? See, you all believe the narrative. But go back 2012, go back 2010, go back 2009, go back 2008. You can go back to the people I was talking to in 2001 to 2009. And they will all tell you this fool said that they took $2.4 trillion and just lost it. And nobody did nothing about it. No investigation, no nothing. We ain't heard nothing else about that ever since. Ladies and gentlemen, that was your money. And each year, they have been losing money. Okay? Hold on. Let's do that. We can go, we're going to skip this one. We did the setup clause. Every state has a setup clause, okay? So y'all just keep that in mind. But watch this. Well, let's do GOV 2.4. Well, what a government. Oh, man. I don't know why the government. Oh, God. Now, I put 2001, okay? We're going to put a question mark because I got a question. Look at that. America's missing money. This is February 16, 2018. On September 10, 2001, United States Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld disclosed that his department was unable to account for roughly 2.3 trillion. That was 2.4. His exact words was 2.4. Told you, I remember what I hear. And I heard this idiot say 2.4. Now look, the misleading claim that 21 trillion in misspent Pentagon, blah, blah, blah. They're constantly losing money, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, constantly. But that's your money. Now, that's just Donald Rumsfeld. Okay, now you notice this is 2015. 2015, they're talking about 2.3 trillion. Ladies and gentlemen, he said 2.4 trillion. I watched that newscast. Do you know why? Because I told you back then, until 2012, I was watching the news on a regular basis. Evening news. I still watch the evening news with Lester Holt. I don't know why I like Lester. There's just something about he's dignified. So I like Lester Holt. So I listen to the evening news on YouTube though. I catch their YouTube and I watched 3 days in a row the other day. I don't watch the news, but back then I did. And that idiot got up at the end of a news briefing, ladies and gentlemen, and gave an announcement. It wasn't the first announcement. He, at the end, like a little side note. And then the very next morning, planes in the buildings. And nobody paid attention. What am I trying to say here? Ladies and gentlemen, that was your money. That was your money. Collectively and individually, that was your money. So, because that was your money, do you know you have the right to a set off? Okay, watch. No, we're not going to go there. We're going to go back here. Because I just wanted to show you about 2.4 trillion. See, 2.4, well, that's 2.4 K. I want 2.4 trillion, is what I was looking for. Look, every, has a setup cost. So let's watch this. Federal. Federal. The federales? The federales. They just be rallying. Yeah, they do it on the federal level. A set-off is an equitable right of a creditor, that's you because they borrowed from you, to deduct a debt it owes to the debtor from a claim it has against the debtor arising out of a separate transaction. Recouping differs in that the opposing claim must arise from the same transaction. See, recoupment. Now, look, I want you to understand that's a lie. That's a statutory thing. Okay? Now, this one says justice.gov. Okay, set off and recoupment and bankruptcy. Yeah, that's a statutory thing. Okay, that's not a common law thing. So, watch. Federal. I left clause in there, but I'll get rid of it. Right now, common law right of set off in government contracts. The government has a federal common law right to set off costs. Hold on now. Hold on. Hold on. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't see what's going on here? If the government has the right to set off, you guys didn't just hear the song that was just playing? Hey, I did not plan that. Okay? Anyway, pay attention because y'all are not getting this. Government resorts and reverts back to that of a basic ordinary citizen when involved in commerce. Okay? This is a commerce right. Common law right to set off in government contracts. Anytime the government engages in commercial business activity. Anytime. Do you understand? Anytime they engage in commercial business activity, what happens? They just a regular person. So if they have that right, equal protection of law, which comes from the bill, not the Bill of Rights, the Declaration of Independence. Equal protection of law does not come from the 14th Amendment. Equal protection of law comes from the Bill of, not the Bill of Rights, sorry, the Declaration of Independence. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Bill of Rights. Ladies and gentlemen, the Declaration of Independence says, we hold these truths to be self-evident. What's self-evident? It just means it don't need nobody to give it no more credibility. It stands by itself, self-standing. Okay, what's the truth? A truth is a self-standing thing. You can't have two truths, just one truth. So what's the truth? All men are created equal. Well, that's a lie. Men were created. Yes, they were, but not all men. Only one man was created. Go ahead. Go back, take a look. Only one man was created. So that's not a truth. All men are not created equal. Just one man. See, the Bible doesn't say he created men, it says he created man. And whoa, hold up. Woman. Okay? But anyway, equal protection of law comes from that statement. All men are created equal. So that means they have equal rights. That's your equal protection of law clause. It's a common law right. It's not a 14th Amendment right. Not a privilege. All right. Hey, bring your scholars. Let them argue with me. I will send those fools home. They will be so frustrated when they deal with me talking about a constitution. I don't need to go look at no scholarly stupid works to understand what was going on when they wrote the Constitution because the intent and the wording is right there. I don't care about no stupid convention, what they said they meant. Okay, I'm talking about the words they penned. That's why go back and look at the Constitution, numbers 1 through 10, the Bill of Rights. Notice that you do not see the word citizen. Okay? Doesn't start seeing citizen until the 11th Amendment. It speaks of, pay attention, 1 through 10, the people. The people. The people. Pay attention. So it doesn't matter if a person was from a different country because when they wrote it, half the people over here was from a different country. Don't take my word for it. Go back and do your history. So all of you morons, you ignorant idiots who want to sit up here and talk about people coming over the border as if you're angry at somebody, you ignorant son of a... They have the very same rights that you have according to what the founding people, not fathers, the people are the ones who wrote the Constitution. Go back. You guys keep thinking that a bunch of old men sat inside a room and came up with all of that. You are wrong. The people told them what they wanted. And everything was decided and agreed upon. Go ahead. Even black people. Hanson. You don't know who Hanson is? You better go back and do some research. Black people were allowed to vote. They didn't come up with that separate but equal stuff until the 1800s. While Washington had slaves, we don't care who has slaves. This has nothing to do with black people. Slaves had everything to do with Africans, bringing people from a different country to this country. But the ones who were already here were already free. That's why it was to the north. And the south said, hey, you want to remain free? Well, you need to keep your toes off this border right here. You step on this side of the border, you're going to be sitting up here wishing you hadn't. Okay? We ain't going to give you no warning. I mean, he says he fires warning shots, but the last three people he fired a warning shot at, man, he hit them right square in the center mass. Okay, let's continue, shall we? Pay attention, ladies and gentlemen. Set off and commercial contracts. Set off and commercial contracts. So anytime the government engages in commercial contracts, the government loses all rights to sovereignty. It addresses set-off rights granted by state common law, statute, and equity. The practice note also briefly covers enforceability under federal bankruptcy law. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I want you all to understand. I've been talking about set-off from the very beginning. I've been telling you that the bank owes you a debt. Why? Because they were supposed to be paying you for trading your property on the market. You're supposed to be receiving dividends. You have an investment in a stock or a security, and when you're filing bankruptcy, when you're going through losing your homes through foreclosure, you're not documenting that as an asset. So how are they able to give you credit for that asset and to offset the debt that's claimed owed? Now, I'll say that again. Your mortgage, your property is being traded on the market. That's not part of your loan. Has nothing to do with your loan. That's a separate agreement put into the mortgage contract where you tell the bank, hey, we're going to work out a separate agreement. I'm going to let you trade my property on the market, and instead of you saying, I want you every single dividend that comes in for the trading of my property in the market that's due me, I want you to offset it against what's owed you on this loan for the duration of the trade. All of you should be doing that, but you're not. Do you have the right? Of course you have the right to do that. Those are your funds. But many of you have been having mortgage for 20, 30, 40 years, and you lost your house 2012, 2015, 2014. Do you know that there is no statute of limitation for fraud? They did not pay you. They did not give you notice. They're going to claim they did. No, you didn't. If you gave me notice, why would I be here today? If you gave me notice, why am I sitting up here arguing now? Well, because, well, see, there's the stupid part right there. You said because, which means you're saying I have a reason. Thank you. You see, if I didn't have a reason, then I wouldn't have to be here. You just gave me my controversy. I do appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get back to this. Right of set-off is a common law right. Okay? You don't need a statute to have a common law right. That's an automatic right. What is common law? Ladies and gentlemen, common law are those inalienable rights that were mentioned in the Declaration of Independence. That's your common law. Hey, I gotta put you guys on pause for just a second. Y'all hold on 1 second. Gotta go check something. All right, ladies and gentlemen. As a matter of fact, the last couple of days I've been having back my breathing issues. Been okay for the last couple of months, but recently, whoo, doggy, a little bit of work, and I was tired, I tell you. All right. Look, legal view. What is meant by withholding and set off? These concepts are well developed in common law. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go here because FCW.com, I don't know who they is, but I do likes what they saying. Now, I told you yesterday, if you pay attention to the video by the young lady, and then you do your research, as we're doing here, you will learn a lot. A company official raised the following topic. An agency has threatened to retain. What are you doing? Nobody asked you to pop up. Anyway, retain payments owed to our company on one contract as supposed compensation for the claim that it has asserted On another contract, the agency said that this is permitted under the rules of withholdings and set-off. What are these rules and what do they allow? Ladies and gentlemen, those of you who have contracts with banks and you have done the contract conditional acceptance based upon their offer trying to recontract with you, then this applies to you because your contract arises out of a previous contract. Ladies and gentlemen, all of you who are doing arbitration contracts, please pay attention to what is being said. All of your contracts arises out of a previous contract because they're conditional acceptance referring to a change in terms of agreement. Pay attention, people. Do your research. Follow the leader. Follow what's being said. Pay attention. The term withholding and set off generally are used synonymously. Synonymously, and refers to a creditor's right to retain money in its possession that it otherwise might owe to a debtor and to apply that money to the extinguishment of the debt. For example, if a debtor owes a creditor $100 and the creditor is in possession of $10 that belongs to the creditor may use the $10 to pay down the $100, leaving the balance at 90. You guys, the federal government does this all the time. The IRS, this is exactly what they do. Let's say they owe you $90,000, but you owe them $50,000. They will keep the 50 and give you the 40 and then charge you a fee for doing the transaction. What they're letting you know, under common law, you get to do the same thing. Hey, United States versus Munsley Trust Company, 1947. Read it! Do your research, people. Let's continue. These concepts are well developed in common law. Moreover, it is generally well recognized that the government has the same right. Why? Because whenever they're dealing in commerce, they revert to a regular person, so they have the same rights as a regular citizen. Go look at the contract equitable redemption or the equitable redemption QWR. Look in the first section of case laws. You'll see that it says exactly that. We're not just putting together, ladies and gentlemen, we're not just putting together contracts just to be putting together contracts and giving you guys templates. No, we're putting, and look, I promise you, I'm still working on an Omega contract and everything. That's tonight. And it's gonna be a long night. But I am working on the Omega and I'm working on the Prime Sat Pack. See, there's going to be a Plus, a Prime, and an Omega. Omega Prime, Omega Supreme. No, it's not those Omega. It discussed the level. One of the contracts will have a bond associated with it. Here's the thing. It will have insurance. So if you lose the bond, remember, because we give you tax credits based upon pay attention, based upon the condition of the bond. You return it to us, and if the condition is what it should be, hey, there you go. You get the tax credit. Ladies and gentlemen, here's the problem. Some people may lose their bond. Some people may have damaged their bond. Well, there will be insurance on them so that individuals can go to the insurance company, file a claim. The only thing is you will have to pay for the issuance to the insurance company, not to us, for the new bond. Okay? Then you can receive the tax credits and offset it. But don't worry about it. We'll talk to you guys about all of that soon. I just need you all to understand we are working. We're not just sitting around twiddling our thumbs. Look, some of you said you're missing your 98 series numbers. What we do need to tell you is that they're messing with our mail system. We have sent out everything, but what's happening is they're not sending out anything. I have sent out emails to our staff over the last 3 weeks. They've never received it. Over the past month, I've not received emails that they've been sending to me. They're targeting our agency. They're targeting our emails. They're doing this on purpose. Whether I use Gmail or you go through our system, they're targeting us. Do not tell me about no portal mail or Kung Fu mail. Do not. It doesn't matter, people, which mail service we use. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They are targeting us. Doesn't matter if we go to a private server. They're targeting us because of this information. If I was wrong, and I'm showing you the information, so that lets you know I'm not wrong. I've been talking about this since 2012, 2009. Go back, just type in EON on set off and readers right on set off. Okay? We've already done the all set off and all that. That's been the whole issue. trying to get you guys to understand you should be offsetting your debt or setting off your debt. But most of you want to stay in debt because you don't want to do the research. Let's continue to read, all right? It said this concept is well developed in common law. Moreover, it is generally well established that the government has the same rights. For example, the United States versus Monthly Trust Company. No specific statutory authorization is necessary for an agency to exercise this right. You don't need statutory authority to exercise this right. This is a common right. You don't have to argue with nobody in court. You don't need no authority. You just have to have two contracts. It doesn't matter if the court say, well, that's an invalid contract. Sorry, that has an arbitration clause. You don't have the authority. They haven't challenged our contract. Go ahead. They can't challenge it now. It's too late. The arbitration's already been had. They had an opportunity to challenge it, and they didn't. Anybody who has a contract that has not been challenged by anyone, they have not responded, get your offset on. Set it off! Okay? Set it off! Okay, watch this. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, I had some respect. I still do. Q-U-E-E-N, Queen Latifah. Let's do Queen Latifah movies, okay? Because that's what we want to talk about. Because I want to tell y'all, when this movie came off, I was doing videos about set off, and next thing you know, the movie came out, and I was like, oh God, that is perfect. I wish. Where's set off? Where is set it off? Oh God, with Jada Pinkett Smith. That's like one of the best movies this woman ever did. I mean, Jada Pinkett was a bomb. And oh God, set it off was a. I'm sorry, I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I know about Miss Latifah and her lifestyle, and guess what? That's her choice. There it is, right there. Set it off. Okay. So when I tell you to set it off, I'm referencing that 1996 movie. Okay, I've been talking about setting off and setting it off and all of that for years, people. This ain't my first time doing finances. I didn't start doing this lately. That's why I said I've already done so many videos on it because I like the subject of setting something off. Okay, nevertheless, Congress has enacted several laws pertaining to this area. The most noteworthy is the Debt Collections Act of 1982, or 31 U.S.C. 3701. The act defines an administrative offset as withholding monies payable by the United States government to or held by the government for a person to satisfy a debt that the person owes the government. How could I owe the government anything when the government is borrowing from me? That's why you get to set it off with the government. That's why you get to create a conditional acceptance contract with the government, an incarceration contract with the government. You understand? And you get to set it off. You get to do the same thing they did to you. But you're going to have to go over 31 U.S.C. 3701 because this is what the lady is talking about. According to the Act, after trying to collect a claim from a person under Section 3711A of this title, the head of an executive or legislative agency may collect the claim by administrative offset. Okay, they do what's known as an administrative offset. You guys can do a common law offset. The Act also establishes various procedures to be followed by the agency to protect the debtor's interest. Follow procedures, ladies and gentlemen. That's what they're doing. They created a procedure so they can do that to you. But I promise you the Act allows you to do that to them because it's the same. The enactment of the Debt Collection Act created a great deal of confusion in this arena. I know its area. The confusion was especially apparent in government contracting. Government contracting, in many cases filed with the various boards of contract appeals, the parties argued over how the Debt Collections Act procedures apply to the government contracting. The early cases mostly involve the applicability of the Act to set off in which both the debt and the credit arose under the same contract. See, that's what we're saying. Arose under the same contract or arose as a result of a specific contract. If your contract arises as a result of the original contract, there you go. Generally, the boards found that the act was inapplicable in that situation. Well, they say it's inapplicable if it's in the same contract. You can't offset it if it's in the same contract. I don't agree with that. See, but that's an administrative decision. That's not a lawful decision. It's an administrative decision. Subsequent cases addresses the applicability of the Debt Collections Act to situations in which both the government sought to offset payments due a contractor under one contract against the debt owed the government under another contract. See, this is what they're saying it normally applies to. Some of these cases were decided in favor of the Act's applicability. Those decisions require the governments to comply with the Fair Collections Act, Debt Collections, excuse me, not the Fair, but the Debt Collection Act, procedure safeguards prior to any set-off. However, in CISO Industries Incorporated and Cheney, well, Cheney, which Cheney is that? Okay, the Federal Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that the Federal Debt Collections Act has no applicability to government common law rights to offset contractual debts, whether the debt arises under the same contract or a different contract. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Federal Circuit Court of Appeals in D.C., the highest federal circuit court. The highest district court in the United States is this court right here. In general, the Federal Acquisitions Regulation requires responsible officials to expeditiously collect from their contractors any amounts due the government for any reason. The FRA, and that's under the 14th Amendment, section number 4, encourages the contracting officer to negotiate with the contractor if possible. However, the FAR Federal Acquisition Regulation also states that the contracting officer should enter a unilateral decision on matters of an agreement if an agreement cannot be reached relatively quickly. A unilateral decision ordinarily is issued as a contracting officer's final decision, pursuant to dispute clause of the contract and the Contract Disputes Act of 1978. Ladies and gentlemen, why don't you all start doing that? Why don't you all start making unilateral decisions that I am going to get an arbitration done? And just do the arbitration for twice the amount that's owed. Just that simple. That's a suggestion from me to you. Okay? Look, I don't need to read the rest of this. It's not a lot. But what I want you all to understand, and you see, it wasn't a lot. It's only a couple of the paragraphs right here. But I want you guys to go do the research. You are all the ones with the debt. I told you I didn't want to do that. Get back over here. Cryptocurrency, sorry. I've been investing as it's been going down because why I do it while it was going down? Because it's going to be going back up in a minute. Do I have faith? No. I understand the market. Okay? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's make sure that something is understood. Those of you who are investing in cryptocurrency, let's get you to have an understanding. Cryptocurrency ain't going nowhere. Not today, not tomorrow, not next year. It's it's too late. That cat's already out of the bag and it had kittens. And then it made it with some rabbits and then it made it with some grasshoppers and some crickets. And so, man, you ain't stopping them. That's the first thing. Can they debunk all of them? No. But what they will do is they will do a market correction to get rid of the newcomers. Look, ladies and gentlemen, we have our own cryptocurrency. Why do you think I have, okay, I'll mention it, $2.3 trillion dollars in carry forward credits that I've donated to one of the organizations that you guys don't know anything about. That organization is the one that's going to be debying up for the tax credits. My hope is to work on that for the month of July. After we get these contracts up, now, in the future, we'll be using my tax credits that I donated for that. No, that'll be used for something else. Oh, by the way, they're not tax credits anymore. They're carry forward credits. Oh, yeah, because those credits have already been, that was last year. Okay? I got $30 million dollars that a court said I was not a party to the arbitration agreement, even though my name is right at the top. My signature is on the document, but it says the court said I wasn't a party to the arbitration agreement, and so they ruled against the other party who was a party to the arbitration agreement and denied them, but didn't deny me. So thank you. You didn't make a decision, a final decision concerning my arbitration and my right to an arbitration award. And since nobody's challenged my right to the arbitration award, thank you. I get to carry forward $30 million respecting my company. I don't have to argue with nobody. I get to offset some stuff. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is me bringing that to y'all's attention. All right, let's get rid of that, and let's get rid of that buddy right there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my hope is that all of you understand offset. So let me turn off these young men in the background. Let's talk for a second, shall we? I have to communicate with the IRS something. Some of you guys have to communicate with the IRS, but you're not communicating correctly. So if I'm contacting the IRS, I'm saying, excuse me, Mr. IRS. Oh, no, no. Yeah, no, I don't mind calling you Mr. No, Mr. IRS, excuse me, but I got a problem. Now, I, I went to the Treasury site. Yeah, me and the Treasury, we go way, 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 way back. Me and the Treasury, we like best friends. I went to the Treasury site, treasury.gov, and I went to the Resource Center under Economic Policy, and then we went Social Security and Medicare, and it's a document up there, and it talks about the Budget Trust Fund. And I found out that the government borrows money from me. Now, I don't remember giving them a contract to, or entering into a contract for them to borrow money from me. Well, no, I'm part of the public, and so they borrow money from me. I'm the public, John Q. That's my name. All right. Yeah. Oh no, I'm that John Q. There you go. That's me. Well, anyway, government borrows money from me, and when they borrow money from me, I can't pay my bills because they haven't paid me back, and I'm having a hard time getting property. Oh, my credit is shot because they borrowed money from me and haven't paid me back, and I got to sit up here and be in debt. And you know what else they did? Whew, that moron Donald Rumsfeld and them intelligent people who run the Pentagon. Ooh, they've been losing money every single year. Losing it! They losing my money, and I can't handle that. Oh God, they're losing my money, and I'm in debt. Oh no, something got to give. I hear it's $90 trillion now. They done lost since 2000. 20 years, they done lost $90 trillion. Well, part of that money was mine. The law says I get the offset. So I created these instruments. Oh, you better believe it. I'm going to call them offset coupons. No, no, I didn't get them from Eon or his web channel or anything. I just took his remittance coupon and I called it an offset coupon because he made a suggestion and I just heard the suggestion and I just said, okay, you know what? I'm going to create myself an offset remittance coupon or just an offset coupon. Oh, you know what? I may even call it an offset voucher. I'm going to call it one of them words because it describes exactly what I'm trying to do. And I sent it out to my bank and to my credit card company and I gave them a letter saying, hey, look, the government has borrowed money from me and I'm part of the public and they have borrowed money to take care of their budgets because the government, how it has a fund that it has to borrow from the public. You see, it has to borrow from the public. It has no other choice because it doesn't. The government don't have no money. Wait, hold on, IRS. I can prove to you the government don't have no money. Okay, where the government gonna get money from? hmm Who the government work for? So where is it gonna get money from? It can't get it from nobody else but the people because that's who they work for, right? You go to work every day. Who you get your money from? The government? Because that's right. You work for the government, but I don't work for the government. The government works for me. I'm John Q. I told y'all. That's right, John. That's me. All right. So see, because I'm John Q, the government works for me. I don't work for the government. The government owes me. You've been losing my money. Somebody's got to account for that. Now, according to the law, here's my contract that I sent you guys, and you didn't respond. This contract arises out of the contract that you guys had originally, where you borrowed the money from me. How much you borrow? You got the books. They ain't my records. You gotta go look at your records because I just charged you some interest right there. That's right, just interest. I'm not charging you for the full debt. Y'all lost my money. Get back on that street corner and get my money. Okay, get your back out on that street corner and get my money, mother. I'm sorry, that's my old occupation. I'm sorry. Yeah, John Q. I told you. Oh man, yeah, everybody call me Q. You know what I mean? All right, look. So I'm sending out these offset coupons and these letters explaining that I'm John Q. The government borrows money from me, and they've been losing my money. Oh, and you guys are part of the Federal Reserve, and y'all printing the money. You see, you're a bank, part of the Federal Reserve. According to the law, you're one and the same. Okay, and you've been losing my money, and now you're trying to charge me while losing my money and not accounting for it? Look, I will take it to court, okay? And we'll have this conversation. See, the burden of proof ain't on me to prove that you lost my money, because all I got to do is go through the budgets and type in Google. Wait, let me show you how I'm going to type in Google. Documentation. Let's see. Governne. Uh-oh. I want to do. And see, I want that one, and we do it that way. I just showed you just a little simple thing. I had to come up with a little simple typing in Google so that I can start people off on the right track. So y'all pay attention to me, Mister I'm a RSMA. Okay, pay attention. Use it or lose it. The DoD dropped 4.6 million on crabs. Okay, nobody. Oh, DoD and HUD 21 trillion in missing money. HUD, Housing Urban Development. Okay, look, audit reveals the Pentagon doesn't know where $6.5 trillion is. So, ladies and gentlemen, the government keeps losing my money. This is not their money. The DoD doesn't have any money. All the money the DoD has comes from the public. All the money HUD has comes from the public. They are government. Government has no money. Government doesn't work. Government works for the people. We are the employer. That's why they borrow from us. They get paid for their service and all, but they borrow from us. Okay? And because they keep losing our money, we have the right to receive an offset. And you can do this with the banks if you do it right. Go back and listen to the young lady. That's what she's talking about. I've been talking to y'all since 2012, Mr. Amar Esima, and y'all almost listened to me. See, watch this. We don't worry about how a trust fund works, but watch this. Government Unemployment Trust Fund, the United States Standard General Ledger, ooh, Federal Trust Fund Accounting Guide. Federal Trust Fund account. See, y'all be taking money from us. You have my monies in a fund, in a trust fund. That means there's a trustee. And if you're losing my money, then that is a breach of trust. As a matter of fact, a fiduciary breach of trust. Ooh, that's a bad thing. You don't want to be in a fiduciary breach of trust. That's a bad thing. Bad, 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 bad thing. Okay? Now, BLF, Treasury Trust Fund. What's a BLF Treasury Trust Fund? Anyone know? Well, Mr. IRS, you should know. Okay? But I do know it is a trust fund. It is a government trust fund. That means you have my monies. You have my monies. And I don't appreciate that, Mr. IRS. So I need my offset. You say I owe you $100,000? Well, I say you owe me $200,000 because you borrowed more than that. No, I need you to offset this, and I have a common law right of offset. And if you don't take care of it like you know you're supposed to take care of it, I'm gonna take the coat, and I ain't gonna just take it in any coat. No, because see, you're gonna claim sovereignty. You know, you're gonna say that you immune. Okay, I don't want you to be immune. Sorry. I don't want you to be immune, Mr. Arma Estima. I got to do it that way because it wasn't doing it the right way. So, ladies and uh-oh, uh-oh. It ain't doing what's uh no, it don't like the link. Uh-oh. No. Get rid of this. I want this right here. Apparently, Mr. IRS, this link that this link right here that I was looking for, whew, copy. And let's see if I can, no, 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 no. It won't let me click on the link because I think they might have gotten rid of the page, ladies and gentlemen. I think they may have gotten rid of the page. Lord have mercy. Let's see. Mr. IRS, we're going to try one more thing. There we go. Well, apparently it's not because, see, they say institution value, institution growth, okay? Market watch, liquidity, treasury, trust fund. BlackRock. Any BlackRock liquidity, BlackRock liquidity fund. BlackRock liquidity fund. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a treasury trust fund. Look at this. The fund invests 100% of its total assets in cash, U.S. Treasury bills, notes, and other obligations issued or guaranteed as to principal and interest by the United States Treasury. Okay? Look at that. So this is the fund. So anybody want to bet me and say that your trust fund is not associated with this particular company, this particular trust fund? Anybody? Then shut it up. Now do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen. Go and look all over YouTube and see if anybody else is telling you this information. Anything like this. Okay? Anything. See, I'm only doing this video because I needed to prove to you that, yes, there is a Treasury Trust Fund. Yes, you do have an account with the Treasury. How do you have an account with the Treasury? Pay attention. End of the video. Told you we always do this at the end of the video. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, how do you prove you have an account with the Treasury? Because the Treasury borrows money from you. You are part of the public. Of course you have an account with the Treasury. There's an agreement for the Treasury to borrow money. Go back and look at the page that we were talking about. Oh, God, get out of here. It ain't letting me click. I even, okay, let's do the climb. Okay, it ain't letting me click on anything, and it is gonna let me go to corporate. Okay, now let me show you so that y'all get it. Let's see. Let's chill. Let's settle down. That's what I wanna do, baby. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you have an account with the Treasury. You can now prove you have an account with the Treasury. There is a trust fund. They will say, well, then that doesn't prove. Excuse me. Shut up while I'm talking and let me finish. Okay, sorry. Sometimes you have to do that. As long as the government, and you go to this site, the Treasury site, as long as the government borrows money from me, John Q. Public, and it takes that money and invests that money, then it represents a debt owed by one part of the government to another. Well, I'm part of the government. How are you part of the government? Well, because it's a government by the people, for the people, and of the people. Part of the government, ladies and gentlemen. And because I'm part of the government, I have a right to my property. Okay? That's my property we're talking about. That's not the government's property. This thing is not letting me click on any links. So apparently they don't want me doing no videos, y'all. They don't want me helping y'all with no information because even these two haven't gone and I'm still connected to the internet. Okay. I want to do, well, let's look at their investment stuff. Innovation on the road to net zero. Our net zero commitment. Our 2021 investment stewardship priorities. Larry Fink, 2021 letter to CEO. Sustainability. Grows name. Go, grow, go, 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 go. Ladies and gentlemen, I would look into this particular fund. I don't care who the Larry Fink is. Okay, he ain't nobody to me. But because this has everything to do with investments from the treasury, I would do your research. I'd educate yourself. Why? Because that's what this is all about. This is all about you being able to stand on your own square. You can't stand on your own square in ignorance. You have to know what you're talking about. You have to know what you're talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, this is 50 minutes of me trying to show you, prove to you that you have an account with the treasury. Prove to you that you can offset your debt. Ladies and gentlemen, if it's not called a check, it doesn't qualify as a check. I don't care if it has all the elements of a check. If it doesn't have, now can it have a routing number and an account number? I say we stopped using routing numbers and account numbers. Pay attention. We stopped using routing numbers and account numbers in 2012. Some people are watching some very old videos and are still using routing numbers and account numbers because they haven't been paying attention to all the videos that have been made up until that point. They're still on the internet. All you got to do is go watch them. We explain why we stopped using routing numbers and account numbers. The routing number doesn't belong to us. So why would we use somebody else's routing number? Now, if it's my bank and I have a check with that bank, then I have a right to use that routing number. Hold on now, that's what the closed checking account method was all about. They couldn't call that fraudulent. Okay, but here there are some clever idiots trying to scare people by coming to them and saying that they are doing fraudulent money orders. Ladies and gentlemen, the money order can only be fraudulent is if you're using somebody else's money order. Like you're sitting up there going postal and using a postal money order and erasing names and all that. We've already checked. We have already checked. Look, this is Yahoo. Yahoo is giving me the problem, y'all. Yahoo. And I don't want to use Yahoo, but that's like the default. Really? Okay. This is it's a download. You better believe we're gonna start this download. We're gonna set it off on the left, y'all. Set it off on the right, y'all. Set it off. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that's what this video is about. Showing you how you can set your junk off. Those of you who have individuals coming and saying that your items are fraudulent, it can only be fraudulent if you're misrepresenting something, if you're using something that belongs to somebody else. You don't have that right. So that's why you don't use the money orders issued by the, what do you call that, postal service or MoneyGram. Now, if you do like we used to do, change the numbers, you're allowed to do that. Only if you deback it and document what you're doing. Many of you are going to try this. I'm saying don't try it unless you know what you're doing, unless you've done the research. Some of you are going to do just a little bit of research and think you know what you're doing because you've never done this before, but you're going to do a little bit of research and then you're going to run for it, okay? And that's stupid. That is stupid. A lot of work went into putting those videos together, giving you guys the information. Some of you say, hey, I don't like the way you do videos. You take too long getting to the point. Your mama. Okay? Just that simple. Your mama. He didn't mean that. Yes, he did. No, he didn't. He's trying to be nice. You better believe I'm trying to be nice. Either you're going to sit your behind there and listen to all the information and take it in. I get too many people telling me how they go over my videos over and over again and they take notes. Because those are my people. Did you hear me say my people? So I get too many communications from my people telling me how they pay attention. That's why my people don't get in trouble. It's you newbies, you jackals who want to get the quick fix, who think that, oh, I'm just gonna try it. I ain't gonna worry about nothing. I got faith in me. And so when you're sitting up there listening to keys, open and close doors, and you're standing up for count, and you're sitting up there blowing the chow, or you're eating chow in your cell, then you can think about how stupid you were. I said stupid. See, a stupid person doesn't know how to listen. We take the time to do the videos. You guys don't want to take the time to do the work, to research, to make sure, to become an expert because you want to get it done in a week or so because you have to get something to them by the next month, the next month. The IRS gave me, it took them 7 months to respond to my tax filing, and then they want to give me 20 days to respond back to them. I'm about to write there and say, you mother must be out of your mother mind. You don't take no 7 months to get with me. I don't accept your offer. I will be responding to you, but I will respond to you when I can get you the accurate information to respond to your stupidity. Just that simple. My life, my world, it's my world. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gents, I want to thank you for taking the time. We're not going to take any music to extra out of here. We're just going to let you know that this is almost an hour long video. So, with that being the case, I hope some of you have the patience enough to pay attention to the information and hear what was being said. Okay? Gotta go. Take care of yourselves. Adios.